Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is time for art, and I'm your host, Hershey Petty. Good to see you guys all again. Thank you to all of you artists for joining us today. It is Monday, April 25th. And whether this is your first time joining us or you're an artist who never misses a class, we do want to say thank you to everybody who takes the time to spend this hour or so with us and to create some art. So thank you very much. Before we get started, I just want to do a little couple housekeeping things. As you know, one, you guys definitely want to follow us on all of our social media. That's how you stay up to date on what are the new projects we got going on and what are the fun things coming up next week. And also who won the template challenge, which we'll announce here in a minute. That's all coming up today. So don't forget to follow us on our social media. And it is all, and Wednesday of this week will be the last day to sign up to receive the May box. So you definitely don't want to miss that deadline. We'll tease on Wednesday, we'll tease the theme for next month. So we're very excited about that. But don't forget, it's also Wednesday will also be the last day if you want if you have any friends and family that you would like to give a 20% discount to. So that will be that friends and family 20 discount, which I'll post in the comment section as well. If you look on your calendars, you'll see that today is a journal drawing day, one of my favorite days. And today we're going to be doing another portrait, a monochromatic portrait, this time using black. So it'll be black and white, very, very stylized, very cool. And we're also using a male model this time, which I'm excited about. It's a man of the islands. That's what I'm calling it. It's a photo by Michael Daganakis of a male model on what I'm guessing is the island of Mykonos. So that'll be, Allison will show us that in just a minute. Or maybe you can see it already. You can, yeah. So very exciting. For those of you who are new to the community, remember that the only way we know you're here is if you interact with us in the comment section. So please don't forget to say hi to us, to your other artists in the community. Don't forget to participate in any questions or anything like that that might come up during your live stream. That's where you're going to want to put all of your questions, all of your comments, that sort of thing. And if you do post a question, we're going to do our very best to get to it during this live stream. And if we happen to forget, we will be posting the answer to our Facebook and tagging you so that we make sure that you get the answer to your question. Yeah, have fun with it. That's what we do. You'll see in the comment section, everyone's just having a good time. So I want to say hi to everybody in the comment section already who's already posting. Hi, guys. Let's introduce our resident artist, Allison Crary. Hi, Allison.
Hi, Hershey. Hi, everybody. And Hershey picks the subject matter today. And I mean, did a great job. I sent him 3 different attractive men to pick from. And this was bachelor number 2. And I mean, what a face, what a guy. Soaking up the skin. Yes, this is, it was a Greek Isles shot. They didn't tell us which one, but we think it's Mykonos. Yep. And yeah, he's our inspiration.
I'm very excited because we were discussing this, Allison. This guy the photograph is a little bit overexposed. So there's not a ton of shadows we can work with to get the face right. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of definition, so we're gonna be fine. But it's we have some dark, we're gonna find our darks, we're gonna find our lights, we're gonna mix some colors. It's kind of a tricky pose too, but it's gonna work. And this is where it's okay to make mistakes and try things. So everybody just stick with us here on this one. We're gonna work on our sketchbooks. So today you're gonna need a pencil, you're gonna need your books, you're gonna need, I like to use all the brushes. So you're gonna need your small, medium, and large brushes. So we'll get these guys out. You're going to need your palette, and we're actually going to do our wells in a really organized way. So I'm excited for that. And yeah.
Allison, tell us about the template challenge winner.
Okay, so it's time for the template challenge winner.
Yes.
I am going to go ahead and share my screen.
This is an exciting month because and not just is the template challenge winner going to be going to get the $20 gift card from Starbucks, they're also going to be our first artist of the month. So starting this month on Instagram, if you haven't already followed us on Instagram, please go and check that out right away. We're going to be featuring an artist every single month. And we're going to be featuring on the Instagram post some art that you guys have done in the past leading up to today, and also a little bit about you and fun stuff. So don't forget to check that out. Allison, you go.
Can you see it? Is it up?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. It's Michelle Poor. And I mean, this gets a lot of credit for the template challenge because, and has been a strong contender in the past for other weeks of template challenge. But this month, Michelle has really done a great job of just using the essence of the templates, as well as making some really interesting compositions where you used two. That was our that was our prompt. So in this case, it's the tiki man with the sandals, and they just look sort of loose and in the same kind of a limited color palette, which is really cool. And just sort of tasseled in a similar way. This was a really great one where it's the template, but then it's in an atmosphere and also a limited color palette. And I actually really like we're doing that in this one, where it's black and white plus sort of this sort of almond color of the sketchbook paper, which I think is super cool. And I feel like you can feel the wind through the trees. On this one, which is really, really, really lovely. And she's got some other really good ones. She's, I think, really worked to fill her book up with ideas and compositions. And that's why we give you templates. That's why we just give you a place to get started. Don't get hung up on what to paint or what to draw or can I draw it. It's just a place to get started. And so this one especially is where she took one tree and really went in a really, really creative, cool direction with it. And so much deserved. After many weeks of being in consideration for the template challenge winner, she rightfully wins with a collection of work this month. And we couldn't be more excited to send her Starbucks gift card, as well as we are going to put her on Instagram. She's going to be our artist of the month on Instagram this next month. And so we'll
How
show
exciting.
maybe some of her other paintings if she lets us. And it's always okay to say no. We're all about consent here. So in the event that you're like, no, thank you. No problem. We'll find, there's a lot of things we can do, but we would like to, feature the template challenge winner and definitely feature Michelle this time.
Excellent.
So
yeah.
Thank you.
Michelle,
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle, keep a lookout for a message from me on Facebook. I'll be reaching out to you either later tonight or tomorrow to ask you some questions about your art journey and things that you like and whatnot. And then if any of you are not following us on Instagram, make sure you do that this week so that you don't miss our featured artist of the month, Michelle Poor. So thank you very much. And there we go.
Let's get our screen back here.
Who
we got tonight, Hershey? Who's been saying hi?
Oh, you know what? Thank you for saying that. We have some of the usual suspects, which I'm so excited to see. I feel like I didn't get to see these people for the longest time, and because of COVID and whatnot, and now because of Time for Art, I'm interacting with Julie and Kevin from Crown Point. We have Michelle Chua, we've got Ruth Crary, who's right here in Tucson like myself, and we also have Melissa Ann, and of course we have this month's winner, Michelle Poor, online.
Fantastic. Melinda. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead. Should we give him a name? Hershey, what's our model's name?
Giorgio.
It
feels very Greek.
Feels very Greek. Fantastic. Everybody said this is Giorgio. And we are going to draw him. So we have our pencils out, and the way I draw portraits is we're going to start with an egg shape, and then we kind of decide how to orient our egg shape. So in this case, the sort of narrow top part of the egg is going to be his chin, and it kind of comes out this way. And I'm going to go ahead and say that's at a 30-degree angle. So my egg So everybody just stick with us here.
Sorry, 1 second. There we go.
Sometimes we have that. You get me twice.
Yeah.
Lucky you all. All right. So there's our egg. And I'm going to call that 30 degrees. Ish. All right. Now we are going to give our egg a neck. And this neck, for the most part, straight up and down. So it's going to start right about here. And it's going to come around kind of this way. So we have an egg on a stick, thick stick, pole, maybe.
Yeah, he's got a thick neck.
Thick neck. What's that? That's the traps? Is that the when you have a thick neck? That's the muscle you're working?
I don't know. You see a little.
Well, that's someone who goes to the gym. Yeah. That's a lot of time the gym to answer that question. All right. Then we're gonna give this guy some shoulders. And so roughly speaking, we're gonna move all this around later, but I'd say it's about on my drawing about the silver dollar size on both sides of the neck here. Just like that. His shirt comes around this way, Giorgio. Right. Now we are going to find the axis that all of this is going to line up on. So that's if we could cut the nose down the middle and continue that down on through the lips to the chin and up between the eyes and into the scalp. That's what we're talking there. So let's clean up my egg here. I have too many lines we're looking at. The axis is going to be right here. And this is what we're going to build our face up from. And if you look at this, the egg shape that we started with is not the shape of his face completely. We're going to change it from there. It kind of plateaus out here, kind of turns almost at an angle, like almost at a 90-degree angle right there.
Yeah. Very square jaw.
Very defined jawline going on right here. This space between the middle of the nose and the other side of the face, that gets kind of carved out. But this is our foundation. Egg on a stick with shoulders. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is set up where the nose sits. And you definitely don't always, depending on the orientation of the face, we see where the nose meets the philtrum, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's what we found out it was called, where the nose meets the philtrum right here. And then we see kind of where the nostrils slice the nose in half. And then we're going to see sort of the bridge of the nose and where it kind of hits between the eyes. So I count 1, 2, 3 places I'm going to cross our axis. And your nose kind of sits in the middle of the face.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on, some people say the eyes do, but it's hard depending on the angle. So in this case, it's more the nose. So this bottom part is going to sit below sort of the middle because it's the bottom of the nose. And we're going to put that right here. And is that where the nose goes? Yes, but it's actually where the bottom of the nose goes.
Right.
All right, we're going to move up to about here. And that's going to be this line right here. So when we go to put this in, there'll be a mark like that. And then it's going to be this line right here. It's going to sit right in between the eyes, but it kind of hits actually kind of right at the tops of the lids. So that's a good indicator for us. So that's going to kind of fall right here. And I'm going to go ahead and extend that because it's kind of where we want to set our lids. So that's the top of the nose and where the lids are going to go. So just beneath that, like this is where our sort of eyes in the sun. So he's looking into the sun, he's soaking up the sun, and he's shutting his eyes, and we're just going to catch these very beautiful eyelashes. Objectively speaking, really pretty. Those are going to go kind of right. Just kind of deciding where these eyes are going to begin and end. Right there. All right. So we're just kind of measuring things out here. Eyebrows are probably going to fall around here. The philtrum is where the, that's this part of your lip, of your face, not above the lip. Get that straight. It's going to go right here. Bottom of the lip. Lips. We've got a lot going on. So let's start with the nose and then we can write some of this out. We know where the bottom goes. We know where the corner kind of sits right here. That's right here. We know this is going to just sort of, some noses take kind of a certain, some of them, there's a lot of curvature in here. Some of them sort of start right here and kind of come out. That's more like how this nose goes. His nose is going to fit right back in. Giorgio's nose is going to fit right back in here. It's very kind of almost straight line. Erase that mark. I'm going to go ahead and erase this mark. And I'm going to come around here. The nostril sort of this kind of comma shape this way. Back around here. Stops here. And we have this little sort of apostrophe, I'm going to say, that's going to help us. And that fits right in here. So that's our nose for now. We're going to put in this sort of nostril interior. It's this kind of pebble shape. Comes around like this. And around like that. So a little apostrophe. This is the bridge. All right. We have a nose, ladies and gentlemen. Got a nose. Building up from there, we have two eyeballs. But they're these kind of, we're just going to draw the shape of the eyelashes, right? So if you look, they're straight across the top. And then they kind of fringe out at the bottom, right? So we're just going to hit the top line. So this one comes out straight like this. And this one, so I'm going to make room for it. The nose comes about over here. Then we have another distance right about here. And I'm going to draw another straight line here on that angle that we established earlier. And then kind of coming from both of these is this kind of directional fringe of these eyes. So comes out this way, comes out this way. There's our eyes. In roughly the right place. We're going to check our work later. Don't worry too much about that right now. Erase some of our guidelines out. And above that, we're going to put in our lids. Especially in this case, a very real part of the eye we're drawing is all this lid above. So the lid is going to just kind of take the shape of the eye, but directly above it. Just like that. Same here. It's the lid that does this. It's around just like this. And then
When you're drawing the eyelid, are you looking at just the parameters of it, like where the eyebrow starts?
make this bigger. Here we go. I'm drawing this at lid. All right.
Okay.
We have a shape that comes around this way. So I'm just hitting this shape right here.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. And the same thing here. Then we'll draw in this next part, which is kind of the part that covers up your eyeball that you can't see. But right now I'm just hitting this lid. That. And then, just like what Hershey and I were talking about, there is this area, and this is just going to kind of help us as to where to place the eyebrow that fills the space between the top of this lid and where the eyebrow begins. So that's over here, kind of this space, just like that. And over here, this space, just like that. And this has some modeling. It's where it's got an eyeball underneath. And where that begins and ends, right here, is where we're going to put in our eyebrows. So right here is kind of a brow shape. I'm just going to lightly fill that in. And right here. And these, your brows do some kind of funky things. So these roughly fall on the same plane. Right there. All right. Next, we're going to drop in the lips. So we're going to get all of our features in, and then we're going to carve out this side of the face. So next, starting right here on my drawing, we're going to get in the philtrum. And so I'm going to start with this line right here. Comes out all the way to the side, to past our edge of the egg. Just like this. And that same. In the middle of the nostril comes out right like this. We know where our lips start. So there's this kind of U shape right there. Comes around this way. Comes around. I'm being mindful of this space right here from where the nostril begins and ends. And I'm going to kind of look at that negative space. Drop in the mouth. Right here. This, we decided was the middle of the lip. Repeats down here. Here. Here like that. And then with lips, it's always important to remember you're drawing two. So I didn't for the longest time. I drew like one shape, and
yeah, right.
it doesn't really work as well when you draw one shape. So our second lip fits into here, comes around this way, up, and in here, here, down like that.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to put in the chin. So on our axis here, the chin starts here, kind of comes up like this. And this is where the chin breaks from the egg. It's past the egg. Our chin is in line with the edge of our eye. So the chin comes out to about here.
Yeah.
But our lip comes in like this, around like this, is parallel to the edge of the lip. And I'm going to take this line all the way over. Mess with that again later. Get rid of the bottom of my egg. We don't need it anymore. Thank you, egg. It helped, helped us get started. Hershey tried to Marie Kondo my house once. It's really sweet. And we had to think a lot of things before we said goodbye. And it helped, believe me. It just,
yeah, it was Christmas.
It was Christmas. And then he left. So that was the end of that. But but no, it was very helpful. It was great. And then this right here is just going to kind of subtly connect us to the neck we made. Go. All right. And now we're going to pay attention to the contour of this side of the face. All right.
All righty.
So we have our lips. Uh-oh, right there. I have to plug him in. This area right here comes up and over here. This, the nose, we don't need that. Quitting on us. The nose very much
Just bring
breaks.
him over just a little more so we can.
Oh,
we can't.
I got rid of him.
There we go. Yeah,
That's a big problem.
There we
Come
go.
on.
Thank you.
There we go. Back in business. Okay. The nose breaks the plane. See how the nose goes past
Yeah.
the side of the face? So this is actually going to come up and around like this. And this kind of sits behind the nose. So in my case, the nose had to come out a little more. And the contour had to come in. Here, this just kind of comes out like this, if you see. The nose is here. Under the eye comes kind of right there. And this comes up like this. Eyebrow right here. And then this, the curve of the face is this kind of subtle, almost contact lens curve. And that's going to help us figure out where the forehead begins and ends. Again, we're breaking from our egg. Thank you, egg. Throw you out now. Here, kind of where this line is right here. We're going to send this out in this direction. Hair starts here and it's got kind of another subtle curve. And then underneath the glare, that's pretty good. This line and this line are parallel. They haven't played with the ear yet. So we're just going to let these kind of go out here.
look how light that ear is too. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun to draw.
Yeah.
Here, I think the best way to do the ear is we have these eyes, and if we follow the eyes around here, the ear sits underneath them. So the ear is kind of right here. And for now, we're just going to kind of put in an ear. Kind of begins and ends at where the lips begin and end. Just like that. It's actually going to go off my page. Which is fine. And his neck, it's one of those heads where the head kind of becomes the neck. Kind of all one line. Kind of follow that over here. Head becomes the neck, head becomes the neck. And I'm just going to erase some of these stray marks I have that helped me get that far. All right, so I'm just going to check my drawing right now. And I think my eyes are a little close together. So I'm just going to erase this part out. And the nose is here. So I'm going to let the nose finish up kind of right here. Really, my eyes should start. About right here. So no big deal. Don't hang on to something that's drawn in the wrong place. I was gonna move over here.
Switch it up.
Yeah, just move it. Not gonna take us long. That's the first thing I've kind of found to be true.
I'm definitely needing to readjust the size of his neck. It's such a large neck.
Such a large neck. Giorgio works out.
Yeah.
You know, I was drawing a neck more like, mine.
Right.
The problem there. All right. So his eyebrow kind of comes up and around here. This one kind of comes up like this. All right. So that makes a world of difference. We put this in the right place. That said, he gets a lot more forehead because I just moved his eye. So this kind of comes around here. And this is just part of portraiture. It's you get something down so you can check it, and then you move it again. Just part of portraiture.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got you up here again.
Everybody got that? Check it.
1 second.
You gotta move things around sometimes.
Wait, hold on. I got you up here again.
Everybody got that?
1 second.
You gotta move.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Keeps jumping around on me. Okay. I just want to make sure. The biggest mistake I see in student and professional portraiture is that the eyes are not aligned.
Yeah, this guy's eyes to me, oh, I guess they do go kind of in a straight line.
They do. You just got to figure it out.
Yeah. Yep.
Every so often, especially behind glasses or something like that, sometimes it gets a little warped. But that does that, this does this. The nose, I actually think isn't too far off, but we have to acknowledge where the nose ends, where the shadow begins and ends. It's right there. lips kind of cut through the center of the eyes. The lips, I'm actually going to draw out just a little bit more. Again, there's two. Just like that. And let's go ahead and draw in the ear that I have positioned right here. This ear comes up and over like this. Here, very defined part right here. And this way. There. That's where the ear ends. Neck is even bigger.
Yeah, I got to readjust again. I think I didn't.
All right, we're gonna go with this for now. Bottom of the lips. Let's put this line in. This is an important line. Top of the jawline. In this case, the jaw actually has two lines because we're seeing all of it. Definitely not a double chin on this plan, but sort of connects to the ear. And then jawline comes around this way. We catch the bottom of it. There we go. Here's our drawing.
We got Giorgio.
We got Giorgio. I say that, I'm going to change the contour of this line right here. I'm looking at it in the monitor. Sometimes it helps to, like, if you put your picture in front of a mirror or something like that, if you just see it in a little bit of a different way with your reference.
Change of perspective, huh?
Perspective. Can do a lot for you. All right.
Ruth.
Giorgio. Remember, in the event that you want to keep doing this or do it again, we post everything immediately after. All right, we're going to start painting.
Yeah.
We got Giorgio, we got Giorgio. Get out palettes, get out your white, get out your black. We are going to put a dollop of white to 5 wells, roughly the same amount. And in these wells, we're going to put 1 pea, 2 peas, 3 peas.
I like this.
4 peas, 5 peas. Better here. Much better. Okay. There we go. Start with 5 peas.
Okay.
Or don't. Start with 1 pea. I changed my mind.
Okay.
1 pea. 2 peas. 3 peas. 'Remember to get it all in there. 4 peas.
We are doing it today.
5 peas. And this way we kind of have enough of everything, right?
Yeah.
And the reason we did it this way is because these are kind of subtle value changes. Values of lightness or darkness.
Yes.
These subtle differences are kind of important. And then we're going to take this, some of what 1P looks like, and add some white to that. Okay, so it's our lightest tone. And then I'm gonna wash my brush. I'm gonna take some of this. Add some black to that. Kind of a double drop, 2 piece. This is gonna be our darkest tone. So we have this really nice subtle variation in color right here. Our dark and our light, and we're going to save our white and our black for the end. Okay. So, Hershey, time for some Q&A.
Yeah. All right.
Where are our darkest darks?
Darkest darks are the hair of the eyebrows and the head, and then underneath the chin and the lips.
And where else?
And the eyes. Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, the ear. Sorry. Yeah.
How about this area right here?
Yeah.
So we're gonna hit all of these first. All right. Actually, that's a lie. We're not. We're gonna give this we're gonna kind of mimic the background first.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna call this. Let's say this. This was 1, 2, 3 P's. Is this kind of angle back here?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna paint that in. Feels dark to me, actually. And so value is the lightness and darkness of the color. And theoretically, we could get an exact match.
Right. We can. We're going to.
You don't have to get it right away, but we can get an exact match. All right. And then this is probably more like 1 piece, which is not our lightest light. So now we've got in a background color to bounce everything
Well, that's a smart idea.
else off of. And we always like to work backgrounds to foreground unless for some reason we don't want to. The general, it's like how rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah. There's a rule for it unless we tell you there isn't.
unless we have a good reason not to. But in this instance, rule applies. It's a rule in life too. I'm constantly reminded that I'm the rule, not the exception. Like, yep, nope, this applies to me.
I never remember that.
I have to tell myself over and over again, I am the rule, not the exception. All right, so we got some color in the back. And actually, I can already tell you that it's too dark. I'm gonna go over that with some of our lighter. Put this in to be accurate. That's a lot closer. All right. Perfect. Now, darkest darks. I am going to start with not our dark, but this one. So this was 5 P's.
Okay.
And we are just going to kind of coloring book style fill this in. So we said hair. And don't be afraid to use enough paint. because we don't want the opacity to mess us up.
Right.
So use kind of a thick, we said hair, inner ear. And it's not inner ear anatomically. It's inner ear that we can see. Kind of how that goes. Jawline. This shadow on his neck right here. I go ahead and paint in. It is darker, but the shirt he's wearing. We said lips. I go ahead and paint in kind of the darkest parts of the lips. So it's kind of around here, here, underneath here. That's good for now. I'm using my medium brush just because I kind of want to hit white areas. I'll switch to my smaller one later. Nose, the shadow behind the nostril, and that's kind of important because it's on the face, not on the nose. It's kind of apostrophe shape right here. And another one right here.
And you're using the shade that was 5 Ps?
5 Ps, not the dark one. Not the dark. Okay. 5 Ps. We've got our eyelashes here. Eyelashes here. Our brow. Our other brow. It's got this great arch. Got some landscaping going on. That's a really beautiful arch. Behind the ear right here. Down. Just like this. All right. Here. We have a face, guys. Take a look at what we've got.
Yeah, it's coming together.
Coming together. I'm going to go over 2 to this one. So this is 3 Ps. And I'm going to paint in the next set of darks. And this is called halftone. It's between kind of your shadows.
Yeah.
And your highlights, or your lightest tones. And so that kind of falls right here. Over here. Up and down here. Over here. Maybe some more at the lips. Just like that. More in this kind of area right here. Just like that. Right here. This edge has this tone that separates it from the background. Just like that. What I actually like to do next, chest is this color, this value. go back and hit the darks again because the paint started to dry,
Okay.
but it might not be as dark as we want it to be. So that's all through here. And this is why we mix so much of it at the onset. Right here. Right here. Here. Right here. 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 All right. Great stuff. Now, we're going to kind of flip to 1P right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of fill in the rest of the whole painting with 1P. Not the lightest tone, but 1P.
Because the lightest tone is what we added white to 1P.
Right. So this is the second tone. If you're with us for the first time, I don't think anyone is, but if you're with us for the first time, we measure in frozen peas.
Right.
That's odd to you. I can't help you. I'm going to leave out the ear because the ear is the lightest. So we'll hit that with something lighter. So is the neck actually. This part of the neck isn't. But all of this, and it comes in. This stuff leaving me. All right, and then my kind of lightest base tones are this lighter color that we mixed plus white. That is going to be just another contender for the model leaving. I didn't even give you that one. Can pick from him. I already disqualified him. Of course, she knew he wanted Georgia.
Yeah, there were a couple other photos that that probably would have been easier, guys, but Giorgio was calling out to me.
I mean, I can understand. I mean, it's a really cool shot. Okay, so now we've got everything filled in, and this is a cool painting. We could leave it alone just like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to take one or the lightest tone we have for now, and I'm going to build up some of the areas that are even lighter. So that's the chin right here. This area around the chin. I think when he smiles, he's probably got a dimple. That's kind of what this is. Bridge of the nose. Forehead. A little bit on the eyelids. Just like that. The ear. It's this way.
What size brush are you using now?
I've been using the medium this whole time. I'm gonna switch to the small one in a minute. Around this way. What I like about the medium brush is when you're doing something kind of loose like this, you can't get too technical.
Right, keeps you from overthinking it.
Keeps you from overthinking it. All right, I am though, now that I say that, gonna go ahead and switch to the smallest brush. For the very dark that we made.
Okay.
And we're approaching the 8 o'clock hour. We always understand if you have to go, but we're gonna go ahead and finish this guy up. So I'm gonna hit the mouth, the bottom of the lip. Edge of the jawline. Ear right here. Neck. Shoulder. This all gets darker. The nostril. The eyelids or the eyes. Remember, straight on top, wispy on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Eyebrows. This way. Hair. Find this lip shape a little bit more.
I think I could have used a hair dryer on this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My paint's all over the place.
Not too late. Ever.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Let it dry.
Well, if this isn't your first time joining us, you know that at the end of these, I always spend another 6 hours at this table perfecting it.
All right. And then I'm going to kind of go back in with our highlighting color. I'm going to actually use some straight up white. Mix it with paint, clothes. All my clothes have paint on them. This will be an exception. Take a little of this, and a little of this. And I'm just going to paint in some of these highlights. some right here on the eyelid. On the nose right in here. This is the sun on his face. The lips. Chin. In the ear. Between the eyes. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because I messed up his nose big time.
Like that?
I'm just gonna have to let that dry for a little bit before I go back in there.
No problem there.
Allison, in art school, do they teach you how to teach art at all?
They probably taught the art ed majors how to teach art, and I wasn't one.
You have a very soothing voice. It lends itself naturally to this.
That makes me very happy to hear.
I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross.
Have you?
Yeah, he's really like, just like you. It's just a pleasure to listen to.
Makes me so happy. I'm just putting in a little bit of dark right here. That kind of got taken out over time. We had it. And now Bob Ross, he figured out how to kind of make everyone appreciate the process of painting. And that is not to be.
And that's oil, right? That he's using oil-based paint?
Using oil, and there is a theory that because he used straight up turpentine, that might have made him sick.
Oh, no way.
He died very young of cancer. And like it flew, like he had his skin in it, the skin absorbs, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think any doctors told him that. It is true that it is a theory. I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory, but like a fan theory.
Yeah.
That did not help him. And it's,
well, I'm going to repeat it now.
Well, we just did. So.
Yeah.
So there's that. I'm just taking some water right now, and just kind of blurring some of my edges. And he kind of painted landscapes that there was no reference to that.
Right. He
and
did
that's
do
fine,
that.
right? That's a great way to paint. If you're teaching somebody something, it's a tricky thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't really know what you're referring to. And I can promise you it wasn't painting muscle memory. But so much good. The legacy of painting, like the way we're doing it, certainly starts with Bob Ross. And we have him to thank for a lot. So I'm just kind of filling in all the holes, seeing if there's anything else I want to hit. But that's Giorgio. I get a little bit of highlight right through here. This is very painterly. We spent about an hour on it. Way to spend an hour, I promise. Little reflected light on his neck. Catching some of these highlights through here. He's our island man of the year.
Giorgio,
Giorgio,
the man of Mykonos.
the man of Mykonos. Hershey and I talked about how great when time for art grows to be bigger, if we could be like, and the challenge winner wins a trip to Mykonos.
Right? Michelle Poor, you're going to Mykonos.
The Starbucks there. You're gonna have to find your own there.
The Starbucks there.
But
Oh, Ruth commented that she agrees that your voice and your positivity are wonderful.
well, thank you.
Agreed, Ruth.
The goal. There's nothing to be negative about here. The thing is, you're not always going to have your greatest painting day. Makes the good days good. So if
Right,
it's
you know what, a day
out, the important thing there is to thank, you know, kind of like how we thanked the egg. Thank the painting day for being like, today was I was frustrated and I didn't let that get me down. So thank you, painting day, for that. And you move on.
and a day painting is still a good day.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. He's out. I am going to call this guy done.
Allison, your highlights are incredible.
Well, thank you. And you're getting a lot of glare. So I'm going to try and like, I'm going to sign it. I don't always sign my sketchbook stuff, but, or actually my other stuff either, but there we go. And thank you for doing a challenge and painting something difficult objectively, I'd say, for anyone today, but I think we got a lot out of it. And this is our island man. And so next week, we're going to be working on original paintings. And we're excited.
Wednesday, right? Not next week,
next
right?
week.
Yeah.
Today is Monday, not next week. Next week, we're going to be working on a new box. This Wednesday, we are going to be working on original paintings, and we're really excited to see you there. So anything that inspires you, it can be another island man. You can repaint the island man if you want to, or something else. Hershey and I think are both doing landscapes. That's what we threw around today. You can always change your mind, but that's what we discussed today. So thank you all for painting with us tonight. I had a great time. And we'll see
everybody.
you.
Don't forget that Wednesday is the last day to sign up for your May box with your friends and family discount or otherwise.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you very much. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye, Allison.
Bye, Hershey.